Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel, to another FIFA 23 video. So today guys, we have two more leagues of ratings that kind of came through. Not the entire league, but we have leagues rather. We have the Bundesliga and the Serie A. So I picked out some players from all of those leagues that look really good. And then we also had some more Premier League ratings. And we also have a couple announcements for FIFA 23. So if you enjoyed today's video, drop a thumbs up. I did like 2 other videos now. I mentioned this in the last video about other ratings. A lot of those will not be in this video. So if you want to check those out, they are on the channel. It's been impossible for me to compile all of these into one video or like one stream because essentially EA kind of keep releasing these like in batches. We had the initial leaked ratings, but obviously the leaked ratings were always like the larger players. It wasn't all the smaller players rather within terms of like price and rating. And a lot of these smaller players or smaller pool players are going to be players that you guys are going to have your eyes on for starter teams. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I picked out Paulo Dybala because I'm really curious here because he's got 90 dribbling. Now, that for me is such an interesting stat. Last year, I used Paulo Dybala at the start. He was so broken and his price was so disrespected. He was only 40,000 coins, 30K in the first week. And that's with the Juve link, which I think is a bit more desirable. But obviously chemistry is a little bit different. And look, 88 acceleration, 85 finishing last year with great passing and every freaking trait in the game. I love this card last year. So in terms of how different he's looking this year, he did get -4 pace, which is a bit confusing because he's playing insane this year. -1 shooting, -1 passing, but the same dribbling. And look, I think no matter what, he's going to be one of the best dribblers of the ball in the game. So I think it's very, very interesting for this card, you know, to use this year. And not only that, he's got great stats all around the park. The downside is that you're obviously going to have to deal with a 3-star weak foot with Dybala. But I think if you can move past that and understand like all the traits he has are crazy. Because although he has the bad weak foot, he has the outside foot shot trait, the flair, and the finesse, which I just find extremely appealing. And I think it really helps make up for a potential lack in weak foot is made up for with these traits. So I'm very much looking forward to using Paulo Dybala next year. I think he's going to be very good again. And -1 rating. Look, I don't think he's going to be more than 40, 50K. I really don't, man. Unless chemistry is just so different that everyone kind of goes to Argentina. Unless it's like a whole different ball game, I think he's going to be a lot more affordable. All right. More of a starter player. We've got Teze. And the Eredivisie is looking very overpowered to build a team. And not only that necessarily, maybe also just Netherlands, right? Like I think Netherlands is a really nice nation to kind of build a team out of next year. But for a starter center back, Teze is absolutely elite. And I think I could totally vouch for him because he had a winter wildcards this year that was incredible. This card was amazing. It was like 15K the whole year, 20K. And he was so good. I had packed him. He was great. So I'm really looking forward to trying this card out. 6 feet in game. 6 foot in game, 81 pace, 77 defending, 79 physical. It's just a really solid looking card. And at that 77 rating, there's no way he's going to be expensive, right? Can't see this guy being more than 5,000 coins with the low rating of 77, the supply that's going to come with that, and obviously playing in the Eredivisie, right? Obviously, in terms of your like tiers of price, you've got like Premier League, you know, you got to step down every other league, but the Eredivisie is usually not at the top for price tag. All right, Jonathan Klaus. I want to point this guy out because he had many special cards in FIFA 22 that were very overpowered. I mean, his headliners card this year was potentially like the best right back in the game for a long period of time. So I think there's shouts for this guy to be very good. Low defending for sure at 69 and low physical, but decent dribbling for a fullback and good enough pace. I think you can make it work with Jonathan Klaus. Again, we're kind of throwing in a mix of like starter and mid-tier and top-tier players. I think Klaus will definitely be in that starter tier player where the first couple days you'd be looking to use like Klaus, Award, these types of players. I think he really fits, you know, into that category, and I think he'd be really good. All right, Ryan Gravenberch over to Bayern Munich this year, and I think this is a very nice card, like 77 pace with the high dribbling, and if there's anything to learn about Gravenberch in this FIFA, his special cards were absolutely incredible. All of these cards were so good. The UCL, the Future Stars, the Team of the Season, the Moments, right? They were all incredible cards. So I like to see Gravenberch here with the mid to high 70s, pretty much all high 70s in the important stats, and then the 83 dribbling, right? And I think the dribbling is going to be really interesting with his card. We take a look at his 86 dribbling last year. You know, his stats were pretty good. The low dribbling stats are going to be the balance of the reactions, but overall, you know, should be a really nice box-to-box option in the Bundesliga for a cheaper alternative, right? And obviously, getting the club links with Bayern is huge now because Bayern have so many good players in this upcoming FIFA. You've got Coman, Upamecano, De Ligt, Neuer, Mazarawi. I haven't even seen his card, but there's interest there because he's going to have pace. Davies, Goretzka. So there's just so many center mids, right? And then you got the wide players. Bayern's going to be probably having its best year on FIFA in terms of players that people want to use in a long time. A lot of the time they usually have slower players. I think they have good players this year. All right, Tagliafico. He's now playing in Ligue 1, and I think it's a really good card. Anytime you get a fullback with 80, 80, 80, it's something to look at, right? 80 pace, 80 defending, 80 physical. And Argentina also building nationality links really well in this upcoming FIFA. He's got good dribbling, so should be a nice player, right? You've got 2 fullback options in the Ligue 1 with Tagliafico and Klaus. I think they're both pretty interesting. Phil Foden, I actually think looks amazing because I think he's going to have a secondary position of cam or center forward, and that's where I think he's truly going to shine. Now, the interesting thing will be, what does EA give Phil Foden for his base card? All right, because last year he was 4-star, 3-star, and he had a special card, I believe, which was his rule breakers. It was still 4-3. It's like a Moments or something that made 4-4. Now, I think he's still going to be 4-3. That doesn't really matter. I think he's kind of looking like the Prem Dybala in a way. He's always got that silky dribbling in FIFA, and he gets those animations because I think he works with EA, right? Like Alaba got those animations last year. Any of those players that kind of gather those animations and gain them every year seem to be really overpowered. So I think Phil Foden's a really interesting option in this upcoming year. We've also got Pellegrini, Lorenzo Pellegrini. He looks really solid to me. 79 pace, 84 dribbling, 77 shooting, 83 passing, and 78 physical, guys. So this card does look really, really solid to me, man. I think, for me, I used his team of the season this year, and I loved him. I think he was one of those underrated players all year. I mean, I put him in my team. I think I went 16 or 17-2. He was amazing, man. I really enjoyed his card this year. So, huge upgrade there. Passing and dribbling there, super underrated, and everything else looks really good. So I think this is a really exciting card. If anyone's looking at the Serie A next year, this has got to be at the top of your list for center mids that you're interested in. I just think this card looks really, really special. Rabiot looks really good. I mean, I don't know, man. It's one of those cards where he doesn't have any stats over 80, but you're talking day one, you want to build a team. You're starting to think of those French players, Klaus, Aouar, Rabiot. You've got these really cheaper options with not too many crazy stats, but you could definitely make it work on an RTG, and I think Rabiot is definitely one of those players. I can't see a way where this card wouldn't be good on the first day with all those stats. I mean, take a look at his card last year. How much was his card? His card was a little bit better last year, 81, and on the first day, he was 1.5K. So very, very much going to be affordable again, for sure. Barella is going to be a bit more expensive, but it's nice to see Barella finally getting the ratings and rankings, I guess you could say, that he deserves, because he's been so good in real life the last year or so. Yeah, the card looks great. I mean, this is, again, going to be one of those cards where his first inform is going to be crazy. Last year, Barella's first inform was actually really similar to this card, and he was like an 150K card. Yeah, he was 155K, 157K. So he was a really popular card. I think this card will be at least like 40, 50K from the jump. It's a super overpowered center mid. I mean, this card, like Goretzka, these are the types of mids that people are going to be going for early on, and Kunku. So it's just going to depend on like chemistry and links and whatever those teams people are aspiring to get. But I think he's definitely going to be on like the list of players that people are genuinely going for. And that takes us continuing to be in the Serie A, which is just looking like the Ligue next year. Milan obviously had that crazy victory last season, and they've got some proper upgrades. Now, Theo Hernandez was top 2, top 3 left back all year in FIFA 22. So I can't see it changing. There's no way within 1 year Theo Hernandez is going to suddenly be bad in the game. So I expect him to be nothing short of brilliant again. He's got the amazing body type in game where he just bullies every attacker. And he's got 93 pace, 81 dribbling, 78 defending, 83 physical. Looks really good. Looks really good for a defensive fullback next year. I think, for me, he's going to be very expensive. I think that's the one downside with Theo Hernandez that you're going to find. Even his 84 last year at the start was 75K. And not only that, you know, he's potentially arguably getting better. So it's going to be one of those ones where I think he's going to be very expensive, especially now with the new chemistry system. And the fact that his Milan teammates are all insane. And that takes us to the next point. Sandro Tonali is crazy. 81 pace, 79 defending, 82 physical. I mean, what's not to like about that card? That card also looks crazy. So Yeah, you've got a lot of Milan players now that are going to be really good. And the way that the chem system works, people are going to try to finesse and put in those Milan players. And I think Tonali, man, like Tonali with Barella, this league is looking really, really good. And not to mention the fact that Serie A is always really underpriced in FIFA. It's always one of those leagues that just never has the true respect in terms of value. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing, the price tags of these players. I think they're always going to be cheaper than the Premier League, but it's like, does Serie A take the throne up to the second position? We'll see. And then Tomori, I mean, look at Tomori. How much is Tomori going to be? I think 150K minimum for me. 86 pace, 86 defending, 81 physical. I mean, that is just an insane card, right? That's crazy. The fact that Tomori and Militao on their base cards have 86 pace kind of makes me feel like that those two cards are going to be used until at least Team of the Year. I mean, that's how I really, really feel. I mean, I know that I think Gold Marquinhos was used with like 80 pace till Team of the Year. I think these two guys are going to be on that position of people are getting them in their teams for a long time in FIFA 23. So watch out. Should be very expensive. If you get to pack Tomori or Militao, you are very lucky. And I think if you get to pack Tomori, you've got to go and like start using those Serie A players. Mike in net, Theo at left back, Tonali in the midfield, and that brings us to the next player, Rafael Leao. Now, I actually think he's very underrated. He was the Serie A MVP last year. 91 pace, 86 dribbling, 77 shooting. I don't think he has 5-star skills. I think he's still 4-4. He did have a special card with 5-4 last year, but Leao should be a really fun card to use. The left wing spot in this upcoming FIFA is absolutely crazy, man, between Leao, Foden, Neymar. There's one other player that I was just Vinicius. So the left wing spot is going to be ultra competitive for people, for squad building and people next year. But Leao's going to be sick, 4-4. Leao's going to be more of that kind of striker because he's a little bit more physical in the middle. He's got the body type and the strength a little bit better than some of these other players. So yeah, I really looking forward to Leao next year. Renato Sanchez, yes, we just got his card. Like officially, I didn't post it when the League One stuff came out the other day, but we officially got Renato Sanchez's card, and I think this is going to be the go-to. I mean, Renato in FIFA is just always good. Sometimes you really can't explain why, but Renato every single year is good. And this card is 84 dribbling and 83 pace, 84 physical with PSG links. I mean, there's not much more people are going to be looking for there, especially using one of the three of Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe. By the way, guys, what player out of those three do you think is going to be cheapest next year? Neymar, Mbappe, or Messi? I think it's going to be Messi because Messi got the pace downgrade. And I also just think Neymar is playing so well in real life. A lot of people want to use him, including myself. So Renato looks great. Fofana, I still think a little bit underrated with how well he played last year, and he still didn't make a move. There was a lot of transfer rumors about him, but if you guys remember, I mean, Fofana's player of the month was absolutely incredible, and if that card was anything to go by, it's the fact that his card in FIFA has incredible animations, so this gold card should be really good in this game. Moving quickly now, we got Ben Yedder still, guys, with a 5-star weak foot, and the Rat is back again for another year. 88 dribbling is going to be the key to him. It's not always about the pace with Ben Yedder. It's about getting him open in the middle. He's got the good enough shooting, and he can do it on both feet. So I think Ben Yedder, definitely one to watch out for again this year. Adama Traore, I picked him out because I think as a wide player with the physical and the pace, he's incredible. The thing is, you're just going to have to invest into a passing chem style with him because the problem with Adama is not going to be the fact that he can't score. You're not really looking to score all the time with him. You're going to be looking to kind of give service, and if he's only got 68 passing, that is quite woeful. We've just had some games this morning. Team of League One, I think De Bruyne is definitely going to be in with that. He got 2 assists today. They won 3-0 against Wolves, so it's looking like De Bruyne might get a Team of the Week early on, which is sick because, I think the one flaw with De Bruyne's goal card is the fact that he's a little slow. So at first week in form, De Bruyne, it gives you something to play for, it gives you something to open packs for, it gives you something to grind for. Hopefully EA does not hold back this year on Team of the Week. It's been one of the larger flaws I think that EA do is they get too scared to make good Team of the Week cards when players play well. And then Haaland won Player of the Month, so I'm pretty sure Haaland's going to have a Player of the Month card, guys, on FIFA 23, which should be sick. I'll probably do it just for the vibes, although I would assume that EA is going to make it so expensive knowing that everybody wants to do it. I mean, if that would be the most EA thing ever, let's just make this expensive because we know everybody wants the card. Shameful from EA. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching the video today. I appreciate it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of the pre-FIFA 23 content. We'll ramp it up probably on Monday or Tuesday. The web app comes out on Wednesday, so I think we're going to have a lot of uploads on Monday or Tuesday, guys. Just a lot of prep stuff. I am streaming so much this fall, and I've been streaming really consistently for the last year. So my energy and investment into YouTube has been a little bit less than I want. I've been working on making sure the YouTube videos are very good for you guys, but I haven't had a time to do a lot of these off-stream videos. So Monday and Tuesday, what my plan is that I want to record a lot of videos for you guys, just kind of talking about what to do early on and looking through anything and giving you guys any helpers so that when I am streaming, you guys can watch along and see what I'm doing at the start, but also you guys can kind of reference back to something and get some methods and follow along with some stuff, because obviously in the beginning, people want to know what to do with SBCs, trading tactics. So we're going to try to do our best to kind of keep you guys with some preset videos for that. And yeah, thanks for watching the video today, guys. I appreciate you guys. See you guys later. Peace.